All right, today we are diving deep into the world of Leo, the zodiac's one and only charismatic lion. You know them, they're born for the spotlight, just radiating confidence and warmth. But what happens when that brilliant light casts a long, dark shadow? We're about to explore both the dazzling star power and the pretty surprising shadow self of this incredible fire sign.
Yeah? Does that sound familiar? If you're a Leo or you've got one in your life, you have absolutely seen that big personality in action. But, as we're going to find out, there is so much more to them than just wanting to be the center of attention. To really get the whole picture, we've got to start at their core.
So where does all that radiant, kind of magnetic energy even come from? Well, it all kicks off with their ruling celestial body, the literal center of our solar system, the sun itself.
And right here, all the pieces of the puzzle just click into place. See, as a fixed fire sign, a Leo's passion is steady, it's determined. Being ruled by the sun, that puts their confidence and their identity right out front. And the lion? Come on, that's the perfect symbol for their natural, kind of regal leadership.
The source material really just nails it here. Leos have this commanding presence that can be a little intimidating, but it's their warm, inviting spirit that helps them make friends so easily. That unwavering confidence, it's their superpower.
Okay, so let's see how this superpower plays out in their social life. Because, let's be honest, a Leo doesn't just walk into a room, they make an entrance.
These are the classics, right? The Leo signatures, they just exude this magnetic warmth and this boundless creativity. And sure, okay, they can be a little bit vain, have a taste for the finer things, but it's all part of this grand personality that's genuinely driven to stand out and shine.
So what gets a Leo's attention? Well, attention, obviously, but it actually goes deeper than that. They also need partners who can give them solid, grounded advice to balance out their impulsive side. And a great sense of style, yeah, that's always a plus.
So who can actually handle all that fire? Well, it makes total sense that fellow fire signs like Sagittarius and Aries can match their energy, blow for blow. And then you've got the air signs like Libra and Gemini who fan those flames and create some really dynamic, passionate connections.
But here's the turn. Every single great strength has a potential downside, and for Leo, that line between empowering confidence and off-putting arrogance is, well, it's razor thin.
It really is a classic case of two sides of the exact same coin. That impressive, magnetic presence that we all kind of admire, from a slightly different angle, it can easily come across as just sheer arrogance. It's the same energy, just with a much less flattering spin on it. And our source material points to this as a core driver of Leo's darker tendencies. It's this powerful, almost compulsive need to prove that they are the best, the most capable, the most whatever it is, in any situation.
And this source, it does not pull any punches here. This drive can come across as self-obsessed, like a constant effort to establish authority over other people. And if folks are put off by it, apparently, a Leo just doesn't care.
But that bright, self-assured light, it doesn't just attract admirers. It also draws others to the flame like moths, and not all of them have the best of intentions. The source is, well, it's pretty blunt, but the message is crystal clear. A Leo's radiant aura can become a beacon for people who see their charisma not as a gift, but as an opportunity they can exploit. And here is the tragic irony in all of this. A Leo's best qualities, their generosity, their warmth, those are the very things that act as bait. They attract what the source calls self-loathing, imperious jerks, people who are desperately drawn to the light and confidence that they just don't have.
And their motivation is painfully simple. They're not looking for a real friend. They're looking to use the Leo. They want a piece of that limelight, or they want to use that powerful warmth as a quick fix for their own deep-seated issues.
Okay, so we've seen the confidence, we've seen the arrogance, and the toxic attachments. Now, we go deeper. We're going to get into a concept from our source material called the shadow zodiac, the hidden archetype that drives the sign's darkest impulses.
This is where we move beyond the parties and the luxury to the most hidden, most challenging part of the Leo personality.
And this is where things take a really surprising turn. Leo's shadow self isn't just about simple villainy, no. It's the war maiden, a persona that's burdened with this crystal clear vision of reality, a truth that everyone else around them seems to be completely blind to.
And this just captures that internal conflict perfectly.
The psychological weight for the war maiden is that their hardest job isn't to rule or to shine, but to be this reluctant oracle, constantly frustrated, trying to make others see what is so painfully obvious to them.
So you take this burden of truth, you combine it with their fiery nature, and it raises a pretty disturbing question. What happens when this powerful sign gets pushed to its absolute breaking point? Now, that frustration we were just talking about, it can curdle into something far, far more dangerous. And what follows is a pretty startling claim from the source material, citing FBI crime data. So we're simply reporting what the source claims here.
So the claim is that a Leo's all-or-nothing personality extends even to crime. That inherent need for the spotlight means that if they cross that line, they go all the way. The source suggests their temper can lead them to commit really extreme acts, partly for the fame and notoriety that comes with it.
So, we're left with this. When you hear that Leo roar, is it just a magnificent call for admiration from the king of the jungle? Or is it a warning, a sign of that fierce, uncompromising power that lies just beneath the surface? That's definitely something to think about.